What's up, guys? Jimmy Osborne, mobile mechanic here. Haven't been making a lot of videos lately because I did go back on active duty with the Marine Corps, so it's kind of been taking a little bit of my time. But because of the coronavirus, I've had a little bit more time lately, so I figured I'd do this video for all of you out there who are looking at the Indians, the Scouts. Polaris is a good company. They've been around a long time, been making motorcycles for a long time. They bought the rights to the Indian, after Indian's been reopened and closed down several times. Very, very patriotic American company. So because of that and that heritage Polaris is trying to carry on, I opted for an Indian. So I had to decide whether to get the Scout or the Scout 60. The difference is the Scout 60 has a 60 cubic inch motor and the Scout has a 69 cubic inch motor. Now, when it comes down to brass tacks and you look at the numbers, the only difference really is about 15 more horsepower. So I opted for this bike. It came with those slip-ons, the RCX exhaust. I put the engine cover on it, the black one that says Indian, give it a little bit more sex appeal there. And I did have Indian put the intake on it, the performance intake under the tank. It was like, I want to say like $250 or $270, something like that. Well worth the money. They say it gives it 5 more horsepower. I would agree with that. Only things I don't like about the bike, when you ride it for a while, the seat does kind of get thin on you. It kind of collapses on itself. Oh, excuse me. It gets a little uncomfortable. Sorry, I had some wings from Applebee's. Had to get that curbside pickup, so a little bit of a burp. But anyways, it gets kind of hard after you ride it for a while. You're not going to tour on the bike, so it's not really that much of an issue. I'm 6'1", so your pegs are going to make your knees a little bent when you're riding. You can't really stretch out, but not really much of a concern to me, because if they were longer, it would give it a different look. It wouldn't look as vintage. I did put the tan seats on there, so because I think it makes it look more old school. But I don't like how when you're cornering the bike, you could tell that the pegs could kind of scrub easy if you're really getting with it. And it's kind of disappointing because as sporty as the bike is, I would like a little bit more turning capability. Average rider's not going to notice, but I ride this bike like a bat out of hell, so I would like a little bit more cornering capability. But the braking's good, bike ride's good, beautiful bike. I definitely will eventually get the Power Commander Vision X for the bike to tune it, get with the support staff and see what they can do for me as far as like custom tunes, because this bike actually has those RCX exhausts on there and the Indian intake, and it doesn't give that option, so I might have to pay for a custom tune. But that being said, it gives this bike 27 more horsepower around, that's well worth it. I think it's about $400. But you do that and you've got as much power as the big Scout and more. So I mean, you're gonna be looking at about 87 horsepower versus 67 to 75 on the big Scout. So it's not really much. It's not enough to account for a $3,000 difference in price to me. A lot of the forums say that they tune this bike down to make it not as powerful as the Scout, and I would agree with that. I would say that's probably about right, because it does seem to run out of its power band quickly. That being said, super fast. That's the thing I love about the bike. Super fast. Turns heads when you drive it. I mean, or ride it, however you want to say it. But people are always looking at this bike and asking me. I had a guy actually ask me if I built this bike because it looked so vintage. So I thought that was kind of cool. Obviously, he's not a motorcycle guy, but it's kind of funny. If you want to know the difference in the Scout, or be able to anyone watching wants to be able to tell the difference, you can actually look to the ignition, that housing there. If it's silver and the heads have more chrome around them than this, it's the big Scout. If they don't, it's typically the Scout 60. So I'll probably eventually go for a Chieftain or a Challenger, maybe opt for the Dark Horse and one of those to get a little bit more comfortable bike. But for me, being young, my girlfriend loves to ride it. It's pretty comfortable. Got her the touring seat. I'll probably get the sissy bar as well, because her back does kind of hurt. People say it's too small to pull 2 passengers, and that's just total bull crap. It pulls 2 passengers fine. I raise the suspension up and it's fine. But I'll start it up and let you guys hear it real quick, and you can tell what I'm talking about with these slip-ons. Pretty loud, so it's in neutral. Let it prime. Got the cramp buster on here. Easy install, definitely makes a difference. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Pretty awesome bike. I highly recommend getting one. I mean, I ride it hard and she's not let me down. Now I know it's a year old, but I put machines through total abuse. I mean, I do. I wind them out because I think of it, it's a toy, and I'm going to enjoy the thing. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay happy and safe and healthy.